This is the single best breathwork app that I have ever used by a long shot. Let's talk about it. So Coherence is a newer breathwork app created by brothers Nick and Jack Sweeney, and it has gained some pretty big traction over the past year. Now, I have been using breathwork for the past 8 or so years to increase my health, reduce stress, to reprogram my mind, to process trauma, and it is an insane wellness hack. And the best part about it is that it's free. And for probably about the past year, maybe a little less, I've been using the Coherence app and I am just blown away. So today, we're going to be reviewing it. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Schuyler Diehm. This channel is all about helping you optimize yourself, become the best, healthiest, happiest version of you. We take a look at holistic wellness products. We talk about hacks to get in the best shape of your life. And full-time, I run a coaching company to help people lose fat sustainably and holistically. So if you're looking to ditch the diet yo-yo to learn a holistic wellness system that actually is going to help you burn fat and keep it off, check down below this video for a link to apply to our coaching. All right, let's get into the review. Now, just briefly, I want to talk about why breathwork. Breathwork is absolutely insane. I think it's one of the major reasons I've grown so much over the last 8 or so years. And the cool fact about breathwork is that when monks join the monastery and they go into monk training, the first thing they learn is how to control their breath, how to use breathwork for an intended outcome. So it's a very powerful thing. The breath is the simplest way to support your nervous system and your brain. You can use your breath to take your body out of fight or flight into more of a rest and digest, to reduce stress, to improve calm, increase focus. And then you can also use it to activate your fight and flight intentionally to help you process emotions, to help get you energized, to help you feel locked in. So just 4 quick benefits of breathwork. Number 1, stress management. Breathing slowly stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps drop blood pressure, slow the heart rate, and decreases cortisol. Number 2 is energy, focus, and physical health. Breathing affects carbon dioxide tolerance, which helps increase oxygen delivery to tissue and helps with autonomic balance, which helps with immunity, better digestion, recovery. The 3rd benefit is trauma processing and emotional regulation. Basically, this allows your body to process stored negative, stressful emotion. And then the 4th benefit is reprogramming your mind. Breathwork helps you increase interoceptive awareness, which creates more space between a stimuli and your response, allowing you to edit those more unconscious actions that you struggle repeating the same patterns with. With that said, breathwork can sometimes be overwhelming, right? Even if you are a seasoned breathwork user, you can find that there are so many different ways to breathe out there. There are so many different types of breathing, and it can be overwhelming. And especially if you're a beginner and you don't know where to start, there are so many different types of breathwork, and so having an app to guide you through it is useful. This is where Coherence comes in. So Coherence is a beautifully designed app to help you find the breathwork pattern that suits your needs and your goals. So let's get into the app. We're going to talk about 3 very simple things today. We're going to go through features, we're going to talk about app functionality, and then we're going to get into the pricing of the app. So I'm going to go ahead and open the app here and we're going to go through these different features. All right, so we're going to start with different breathwork styles available on the app. So as you can see here on the home screen, we have coherence, focus, stress relief, sleep. If you go to add practice, you have 21 different types of breathing that you can add here. That's 21 different styles, each one with a different pattern that's going to help give you a different result. So off the bat, really, really cool. Especially when you think about you're really only breathing in and out, that there's 21 different variations to help you achieve different things. Super, super cool. Along with that in the app, if we go to this tab on the bottom left, we have sequences. So these sequences are basically combinations of different breathing patterns. So you could take a couple rounds of coherence, you could add in some sleep, some focus, but it's a intentional way to string together different sequences or different patterns of breathing for an intended result. So this is super cool because doing the same old type of breath work over and over can get old, but these sequences help you include variation, and when done correctly can actually help you get more out of the breathwork experience. Now, the cool part is when you do one of these breathing patterns or sequences, when you open it up, there are so many different ways to guide you through it. So the standard, as you're going to be able to see, is you have audio to help you know when to breathe in, when to breathe out. You have a visual, so you can actually see the seconds, and then you also have vibrations. So you obviously can't feel this, but as the phone is inhaling in and when it stops, there's a slight vibration to help give you the cue that it's time to breathe out. So beautifully well put together. The audio is extremely calming. It's really a cool experience, and it makes it very easy whether you're looking at your phone's in your pocket, your phone's somewhere else, that you can still hear it and know what to do. And then along with that, in some of these sequences, not only do you have those things, but you can add a playlist at the bottom right. So there's a pre-created playlist that helps you get more out of the breathwork, helps you kind of sink into it deeper. And then it also allows users the opportunity to do recordings. So this vortex method, which we'll get into in a moment, Nick actually sat down and does a recording to guide you through it. So even if you don't want to look at your phone, the audio and the visual isn't enough for you, he'll be walking you through step by step. Here's what to think about here. Here's what to do here. And some of these cues can be very, very helpful. Another thing I forgot to mention, we'll go back, is with these sequences, as you can see, there's likes, there's how many times it's been played. You can save it, you can share it. So it's pretty cool that you have the opportunity to do that with this app. The other cool feature of this app is you have this sync tab at the bottom. So not only do they twice a day do a universal breathing, so I think it's only about 5 minutes, and you sit down and you breathe with other people. Right now, as of recording this, the record is 36 people at once. And I popped on a few times, and there's usually like 15-ish people on average on these breathing. So it's just kind of a cool ad. Like, I'm breathing, and I know that other people across the globe are breathing in the same exact sequence at the same exact time. It's a pretty cool ad. And then you can also create your own syncs. So you can actually tap in if you want to create a group. Let's say you have a group of coaching clients such as myself, or you have employees, or even just friends that you want to do a breathwork session with. You can set it up, you can send it to them, and they can join free of charge. So they don't even have to pay the subscription for the app. And then we have the leaderboard tab. This is super cool because it just kind of ranks users, shows who's doing what, who has the highest streaks, who has the highest syncs, the users, how long they've done, and you can do it for today, you can do it for the week, the month, and all time. So that's pretty cool that you get ranked compared to other people. And then finally, you have the settings tab. So this is where you can see things like stats. You can invite your friends. Everyone who joins gets a unique invite link, so you can invite your friends as well. I will share mine at the end of this video to get you 2 free weeks. And then you can also set reminders for daily breathwork. So I have my reminder set every day at 8 a.m. I get a notification. You can change the days, you can change the time. So it's pretty cool that you can customize those reminders as well. So those are the features. Let's get into the functionality of how the app actually works. And what's really cool about this is that they are kind of just pumping out new versions. Like, when I started, the app was very, very different, and they just take user feedback and they implement. So the app has gotten so much more functional, so much more friendly, and it's just such a cool way to be able to breathe in a way that feels good. So let's go over the homepage. So at the beginning here, you have 3 sets of breath work. You can kickstart your morning with 5 minutes of a breath style called Coherence, which is about 5.5 seconds in, 5.5 seconds out. You have an afternoon reset, which is a focus of 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. And then you have an evening wind down, which it's not letting me click, but I think it's a 4-second inhale, maybe a 8-second or a 6-second exhale. But then you can swipe and you see a visual of your streak. So you can see I was a little less active in October, but you have a visual, which is pretty cool, of how consistently am I breathing. Then you have your home screen, which you have the different breathing styles, and you can actually add practices to this. So not only can you add any of the practices, but you can also add the sequences. So if I wanted to say a coherence, let's say I could just practice, let's do a vortex breath. I could go into the sequence and just do a, let's say, vortex waterfall. Let's just add that in. That will now add on the home screen. So now that's at the bottom there, easily accessible. You also see your streak on the top right, and you have a level, which is pretty cool. And then after that, you can head over to these sequences. This is where any user of the community can put in a sequence. So this is super, super cool. You can go by tab. Popular is typically the easiest place to start because those are ones that many people are using. But if you're looking for ones with music, you can tap here. If you're looking for calming or energizing or focus or sleep or stress relief or meditation, any of these you can sort by, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to go to popular. I'm going to use the vortex method since it is the signature method as an example. So as you see here, it has a description of the method itself. You can tap preview. It's going to give you a full description here. And then below, you're going to see a visual of what you're actually going to be doing. So you have a 30-second intro where Nick is speaking, 81 more seconds for more intro, which you can skip if you're used to it, so you don't don't hear the intro every single time. Then you have 17 reps of 2 seconds in, 4 seconds out. You have a 45-second breath hold followed by an inhale, a hold, and an exhale. Then you do energy for 13. You do Wim Hof breathing for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You do a 90-second breath hold, and you can kind of get the idea. It walks you through step by step what you're going to be experiencing. Then you can click practice now, or you can X out and just hit the little play button. Again, you can like or unlike, you can save or unsave, you can send it to people if you'd like. But let's just, for the sake of this, click start. Now on this screen, you basically have everything you need. So the plus on the top is if you want to add it to your home screen. So I just did that there. This is the bookmark if you want saved. And then the I is what's going to bring up the info. So if you're breathing, let's say you just kind of want to look ahead, like I'm doing my breath hold, I'm going to be breathing again, and I want to see how many reps so I can kind of count in my head and keep track. I can tap the little I on top and then tap preview, and it's going to give you that same thing right there. And then at the bottom, you can see you have Nick's audio, which you can mute if you don't want any walkthrough and you just want the sound of the app. You can click start. He's going to be doing his intro. You can see he's talking right now. It's not going to show because I'm recording audio, and you can just click skip intro to get into the breath work, and then you start breathing. If you want to sync with people, so you want friends to join in, you tap the sync button on the bottom. If you want to set a timer, so let's say this is 18 minutes long, but I only really have time for 10 minutes, I can start that timer right there. Options is for changing the breath sound, haptics, if you want the little vibration, which is helpful, if there's background sound. And then the cool part here is you also have a playlist button. So if you use Apple Music, I think this one opens YouTube, or you have Spotify, you can click play. As you come back to the app, click start on the breathwork, and it'll sync up to allow you to get a really cool experience. You have a guided playlist to help you while you breathe. So all it takes is you sit back, you relax. You can either like prop your phone up and look at it, or you have Nick guiding you, or you hear the audio cues, and then you literally just breathe. It's really, really cool. It's an awesome experience. This one specifically has been incredible. I've loved doing this. This is by far my favorite, but I've played around with many. I go back and I've done the deep sleep. I've done the 6 waves to stillness, and you really can look through this entire library and find what you like. Then you have your leaderboard, which I kind of showed you. You can filter by all time, month, week, today. You can go to different streaks or the amount of minutes people are doing, and then you can head over to the sync when it's time. So it says the next sync is at 8 p.m. MST. I would just open the app, come to this tab, and it would just be going. So if I'm 30 seconds late, I get the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But again, pretty cool experience. You can add a notification, you can create your own and share it with other people. And then when you go to settings here, same thing, you have your reminders, you have your stats that you can look at. So most practice techniques, you can see Vortex is by far the highest. And then I have a couple others in there. Other cool features of this, like I mentioned, number one is they're constantly pushing out updates. So that bug that I showed you before will probably be fixed within the next few days, which is great. And then along with that, you also are given access to a free school community, which has right now, as of recording this, 522 members, which is awesome. So this is, I'm assuming, going to have breathwork tips and other benefits for just being a part of the app. So that is the app. Really functional, pretty easy to use, very beautiful, very sleek design. And as far as pricing goes, we have a very simple layout. It's $40 a month for a subscription. So that comes out to about $3.33 a month. If you use the code in the description, I'm going to read it out. It's 1852F1. When you sign up, you'll get 2 free weeks. So you can just test it out, see if you like it. And overall, I have had some incredible breathwork sessions with this. I'm highly impressed with the app. I'm highly impressed with the experience, and I highly suggest, whether you use breathwork or not, that you give this app a try to see if it holds you to being more accountable to doing a routine. If it gives you the options to kind of switch things up and use different styles of breathwork without having to dig through YouTube for just some random video that might not be good. There are some really crazy breathwork sequences on this app. I highly suggest that you just dig through them, find some ones that help you, and stay consistent with it. So shout out to Nick and Jack. You guys have built an incredible app. I'm hyped to be part of the community, hyped to be using it consistently. And like I said, I highly suggest that if you're looking for a breathwork app, Coherence is the #1 choice that you go with. So with that said, what has your experience been with breathwork? Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you're looking for fat loss help from some of the best to ever do it, head down below this video and grab a complimentary consultation so we can talk about what your lifestyle is now, what do you want it to look like, and what working together would look like. So thank you so much for watching, and of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.